FKT by 2. Because just now you have studied EET. EET says energy per degree of freedom per particle is kT by 2. If the particle has F degrees of freedom, it will be FKT by 2. This is energy per degree, energy per particle. Now 1 mole of the gas will have Avogadro number of particles. So total energy with Avogadro number of particles will be into Avogadro number. Now n moles, so this is the energy in 1 mole of the gas. And the gas may have n moles. So total energy of the gas will be n into so much. Now this is the internal energy of the gas. The gas may be having energy in rotational form, in a translational form, in a vibrational form, in myriad forms it will have. All those forms, wherever you have energy, that energy will be taken as the internal energy. Now, what is Avogadro number into K? K is R by Avogadro number, so this becomes NF RT by 2. Well, that's a fundamental formula we have got from EET. U is N of RT by 2. Now further, we define, see, I'll be talking about a few formulae in general now, which I'll derive later. Maybe you have seen it in chemistry. Even if you have not seen, doesn't matter. CV, we define something called CV, molar specific heat at constant volume. Okay. So what we define this as 1 by N du by dt. And we will have what is called as a Mayer's relation, Cp equals Cv plus R. And we define gamma as Cp by Cv. Just take these 3 definitions right now. I'll be dealing with this in detail maybe in the next class. We'll be deriving each one of them. This is by definition. Cp equals Cv plus R. This is called Mayer's relation. This is called adiabatic constant, which is the ratio of Cp by Cv. Cp is read as molar specific heat at constant pressure. Cv is molar specific heat at constant volume. Now, can you give me a formula for Cv from here? What is Cv? Yeah, we differentiate that. So we get what? Fr by 2. That's another formula for you. What is Cp? That means that will be Cp. And what is gamma? Cp by Cv, this by this, that is 1 plus 2 by F. That's another formula. So take care of all the boxes. These are the new formulae we have developed and we'll be using them. So based on these boxes, I'm going to ask you to fill up a table. So look at the formula and fill up this table, which are going to come up on the board shortly. Yeah. So fill in this table now. Can you fill in all the values there? So if we fill this in, this part we have anyway done already. 3, 5, 6. That's for the second column. The third column, Cv is Fr by 2. So it will be 3R by 2, 5R by 2, 6R by 2 is 3R. Now add one more R for getting your Cp, which means that becomes 5R by 2, 7R by 2, 4R. And gamma is nothing but this by this. So the first one will become 5 by 3, 7 by 5, 4 by 3. Okay? Can also be expressed as 1.66, 1.4, 1.33. So basically, if you know one of them, you know all of them. If you know any one value, so here it's like saying I've got a different bunch concepts here. This is name of the gas, atomicity, degree of freedom, Cv, Cp, gamma. Now don't think of them as 6 different parameters. They are all related. If you know any one of them, you know all of them. So think of them as a bunch. If you pick one, you pick all. For instance, if you tell me the atomicity of the gas is 2, then immediately I know that degree of freedom is 5, 5R by 2, 7R by 2, 7 by 5. But you can't predict the name from this. So there's a one-way traffic here. Atomicity 2 means name is not known, but if name is known, other things are known. So if you know the name carbon dioxide, so this is atomicity. Of course, carbon dioxide is a special case, so I dropped that. Let us say sulfur dioxide or something. So 3, the degree of freedom would be 6, 3R, 4R, 4 by 3, like that. So what happens usually is, if a question requires gamma, the questioner will not give you gamma, they may give you something else, the degree of freedom or atomicity or some such thing. But just understand, this is just an ordinary game. If you don't get gamma, if you get something else, you can always get gamma from there. No problem. So if you understand that, the question looks very simple. Yeah, are you fine with this? Now, let's say we have got 2 vessels which are thermally insulated, and you have the pressure is P1, V1, T1 here, P2, V2, T2 here are the parameters. Both vessels are thermally insulated. Thermally insulated. Okay. Now, it is the same gas. Same gas on both sides. So now you open the stopcock. If you open the stopcock, the gas will go from one to the other. Neglect the volume of the valve. The connecting tube volume you neglect. So question is, what will be the final pressure and temperature in the vessel? Initial situation is given to you. So as you can see, there are 2 unknowns. So you got to make 2 equations. So can you give me how would you make them? Yeah?
Number of moles is constant.
Yeah, that's one equation. Number of moles is constant, that's right. So I can write on this side the number of moles being constant. N1 plus N2 is equal to N final. So to say, N1 will be P1 V1 by RT1, and that will be P2 V2 by RT2. This will be P final. What is V final?
V1 plus V2.
Yeah, obviously gas can move anywhere in both the vessels, by RTF. So that's one equation we have got. So you'll have to generate another equation. In this equation, the R gets cancelled throughout. What is the other equation we can use? What will remain the same?
Energy.
Energy, what do you mean? What energy?
Internal energy.
Yes. Internal energy will remain constant and conserved. See, in this case, when you open the vessel, these gas molecules are going from here to there. They are not losing energy anywhere. If at all they have elastic collisions with the walls of the container, so in the elastic collision they come back with all the energy, and heat is not being lost from the container, so energy will not be going out anywhere. Okay. One thing, can you tell me what is the difference between heat and internal energy? Are they not both? When you give heat, also energy increases, the kinetic energy of the molecules increases. Internal energy is also kinetic energy of molecules. What is the difference between the two? Q, heat, and internal energy. What is the essential difference between the two? Because to me they look similar, because what is internal energy? Just now we saw the kinetic energy of the molecules in all its forms, in all its degrees of freedom, is called internal energy. And what is heat? When you give heat to the gas, the kinetic energy of the gas molecules will increase. So what is the difference between them? Are Q and U same? I was asking you, what is the difference between internal energy and heat transfer?
Heat transfer is used for work as
What?
So internal energy is the heat transfer plus the work done, pressure volume work.
Now, please don't use your idea of first law of thermodynamics. I haven't done it, neither have you in physics. I just want, from whatever we have learned, what is Q, what is U. Just in layman terms, what the hell it is. If you say pressure, volume, work and all that, I don't understand what you're talking about. What is the essential... See, aren't both kinetic energies? This is also kinetic. When you give heat, kinetic energy of the molecules increase. when internal energy increases, kinetic energy of molecule increases. So I think internal energy and Q are just synonymous terms or what? What is the difference?
So internal energy would also take into account the energy supplied during transition of the vessel in which the gas is contained.
Transition means?
Like movement of vessel, any acceleration the vessel has, the gas, the internal energy would also take account of that thing.
No, internal energy will not. You're talking about the vessel, you know, the mass of the walls, etc.
Yes, sir.
No, not necessarily. You can take the gas as the. See, if I say this as the. If I take this as the system, I'm taking the gas as the system. Okay, the walls of the container did not participate in that. If I take the dotted line as the system, so you tell me what is the difference between. Now, does any one of you have an income? Now, income, I'm not asking do you have money or not. Money, you get pocket money from your father, mother, or anybody. Now, income is different. Income you talk about when it comes from outside the system. When you go and work and you get your first salary, you'll say, hey, that's my first salary, you'll count it as income. You may be getting a lot of money from your parents, but that is not counted as income. You don't give a party because you got pocket money. But you got a first salary, yes, that demands a party. Both are money only. But when the money comes from out of the system, or the money goes out of the system, one is called income, the other is called expense, in terms of money. In terms of the energy here, we call it heat. Heat is always transferred from outside to inside the system. Heat is going like this, or it is going like this. You don't talk about something happening. If your father gives you money, you don't call that income because you consider yourself of the same family. So, family members exchanging money among them is internal matter. Likewise, if we give some money to you, he won't call it an expense. अरे मेरा expense बढ़ गया. They enjoy it and give it. They won't negotiate कि इसमें आधा दे दूँ types. But when you go out, you negotiate because that is an expense. You want to cut down your expense and increase your income. Okay. So what is happening internally? Internal energy, the name suggests, is internal transaction energy. So what is happening inside the system will be called internal energy. So in terms of its dimensions, obviously they are same because both are energy, but one is transaction from the outside the system, inside the system, that is heat, and what is happening inside is internal. Yeah. So in this question, well, there is no transaction of heat because it is thermally insulated. The gas internal energy will not change. More on that in FLT, the next class we'll talk about. But right now, yes, you can conserve the internal energy here. Nothing has happened to the internal energy, it is the same. So what can we write? U1 plus U2 equals U final. So that will be N1 FR T1 by 2 plus N2 FR T2 by 2 equals N total FR T final by 2. So that leads us to N1 T1 plus N2 T2 equals N total T final or NF T final. As a second formula which we can rewrite in other terms, we can rewrite it as what? P1 V1 by RT1 into T1 plus P2 V2 by RT2 into T2 equals NF is this thing PF V1 plus V2 RTF into TF. Well, that's the formula. T1 T1 cancel, T2 T2 cancel, TF TF cancel, RR cancel. So there you have PF. This implies PF equals P1 V1 plus P2 V2 by V1 plus V2. That's our answer. And after substituting this answer in this formula, we can get T final as well. So I leave it here, the question. You can solve it further thereafter. So I'll substitute it here. to get the answer. We have a mixture. Next question. We have a mixture of nu1 moles of monoatomic gas, nu1 moles of monoatomic gas, and nu2 moles of diatomic gas. What is the gamma equivalent for the mixture? We have nu1 moles of monoatomic gas and nu2 moles of diatomic gas. What is gamma equivalent? Yeah, how are we dealing with this?
Energy for internal energy.
Yeah, internal energy.
The internal energy we can write as half eta 1 3 RT plus half
What is
eta
this?
2 5.
What is eta? What is eta? Eta is what? Oh, okay. Yes. The internal energy is simply the addition, the U mix equals U1 plus U2. U1 will be what? It will be nu1. What is the, for a monoatomic gas, what is degree of freedom? So we will call it as 3R by 2 T. See, basically your U becomes NCVT. You can think of it like that also, or FR2 by, whether you say U or you can say delta U is NCV delta T. All the formulas come from there itself. So U, we had got fundamentally what it is. This will be nu1 3R by 2 T plus. Now we are assuming that you are mixing at the same temperature. Okay, you might add that because I have not said it explicitly, but let us say that. So this will be nu2. What is the CV for diatomic, or what is the degree of freedom for diatomic? 5R by 2 T will be equal to nu1 plus nu2. Now we do not know what is the F here. That is what we have to figure out. We can write like that. So here you can RT cancel everywhere, 2 cancel everywhere. So F equivalent can be found out, and gamma is 1 plus 2 by F. So if this is equivalent, this will also be equivalent, which is the target unknown. So simplify and get your result. What do you get? Yeah, how much is the answer you get finally?
5 plus